He is a religious scholar, a best-selling author. His books include No God But God and Zealot. Please welcome back to the program, Reza Aslan. Hello, sir. Enjoy.
All right. How's it going?
It is going very well.
All right.
Boy, your phone must be ringing off the hook. As a man who studies...
The God business is very good.
Very good right now.
It's been very good to me.
Because of how bad it is.
Yeah, there's always something to talk about.
Why, I've always said, religion has given people great comfort in a world torn apart by religion. Why hasn't God just settled this?
Yeah, he really should. Just who's right, just get it over with.
Why? Because doesn't he ever think, okay, this has gone on long enough?
Well, look, the thing about religion that people have to understand is that it's far more a matter of identity than it is just a matter of beliefs and practices. I mean, those things are important, but when you say I'm a Jew, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, you're making an identity statement far more so than a statement of the things that you believe. I mean, let me put it this way. 7 out of 10 Americans called themselves Christian. 7 out of 10 Americans. Someone, think about that for a minute. 7 out of 10 Americans?
Hold on.
7 out of 10 Americans?
Hold on. I don't do well with this.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
So you're saying 135%?
Yeah, I'm saying... So,
Wait, hold on.
That means that 7... You gotta get your kids to help.
Yeah.
That means that 7 out of 10 Americans go to church on Sunday, or 7 out of 10 Americans read the Bible on a regular basis, or 7 out of 10 Americans can tell you anything about Jesus except that he was born in a manger and died on a cross. No, of course not. The vast majority of that 70%, when they say, I am a Christian, they're making a statement of their identity that includes their nationality, their ethnicity, their worldview, their politics. All of those things are wrapped up. And so religion is about who you are as a person as much as it is about what you believe and the rituals that you practice.
What struck me about when you said that, you said 7 out of 10 Americans identify as Christian, is the whole Merry Christmas hullabaloo.
Yeah.
When you say that in a store, you have a 30% chance of being wrong.
Of offending somebody? Yeah.
And it really does. It'd be almost like saying, from now on in stores, just say, hello, sir.
Yeah. Well, as a Muslim, whenever somebody says Merry Christmas, I am obligated to say you.
Is that true? Yeah. Is that in the Quran?
In the Quran. It's in the Quran, yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was part of the Hadith. I did not realize that it was in the Quran. But it brings up such an interesting point, because I truly believe that if you remove the construct of religion, and that's why this discussion about Islam is so important, because now the thread is Islam is, of all the monotheistic religions, particularly prone to extremism, maybe in this moment. Certainly the other religions have had it. But religion is, more than anything else, a choice, but not viewed that way.
No, it's not. But I mean, more importantly, I think it's look, there's obviously a serious problem with religious violence in the world, and particularly in Islam and in the Middle East. But if you're going to blame religion for violence in the name of religion, then you have to credit religion for every act of compassion in the name of religion. You have to credit religion for every act of love in the name of religion. And that's not what people usually think. I mean, they focus very much on the negatives. Part of the problem is that there's this misconception that people derive their values from their scriptures. And the truth is that it's more often the case that people insert their values into their scriptures. I mean, otherwise, every Christian who read the Bible would read it exactly the same way. In this country, not 200 years ago, both slave owners and abolitionists not only used the same Bible to justify their viewpoints, they used the same verses to do so. I mean, that's a thing about Scripture. Its power comes from its malleability. You can read it in any way you want to. If you are a violent misogynist, you will find plenty in the Quran or in the Bible to justify your viewpoint. If you're a peaceful feminist, you will find just as much in those scriptures to justify your viewpoint.
What if you're a Jew who loves a bacon egg sandwich? Is there something for me?
That might be
just as a... There's got to be something.
I would recommend the Book of Mormon for you. I think that
I knew it.
But I mean,
but that is the point.
Exactly. The point is that without interpretation, Scripture is just words on a page. It requires somebody to read it, to encounter it, for it to have any kind of meaning. And obviously, in that transaction, you are bringing yourself, your views, your politics, your your social ideas into the text. How you read Scripture has everything to do with who you are. God does not make you a bigot, you're just a bigot.
The violence, that is a good point. And the violence in that region is an outgrowth of a paucity of many things, religion not being the sole driver of these identity difficulties that are going on.
There's a lot of issues that are involved, social issues, political issues, cultural issues, all those things.
Will you stick around? We'll talk a little bit about
how to fix the Middle East?
It'd be nice.
Let's do this.
All right. And by the way, we're not going to do it on air, because that'd be too easy. We're going to do it on the web.
Yeah.
Paperback of Zealot's on the bookshelves now. Reza Aslan.
Thank you.